I'm Joshua Parker, known as DJ Parker, and this is Unique Beatz Studio. You're here for another Parker radio show.
Hey everybody, let's go. I'm hoping that you're ready for another episode. You know we play that music in the UB studio. And now it's time to welcome everybody to the Parker radio show. Everybody, let's go. I'm hoping that you're ready for another episode. You know we play that music in the UB studio. And now it's time to welcome everybody to the Parker radio show.
How we doing out there, everybody? We're here for another Parker radio show, here live at Unique Beatz Studio. With special thanks to our nation's finest, thank you for your service. Want Target Relief fast? Now you can enjoy the best-selling One Less CBD Tropical Inflammation Cream. Get yours for free, plus shipping. Limited time offer. Go to www.onelesscbd.com/UB Radio. Welcome back to another episode of the Parker Radio Show. It is September 13th, and I want to say thank you all for your continued support. We couldn't do this without all these amazing artists, and I want to introduce to you an artist today. He's just a boy from Mississippi living in Hendersonville, Tennessee, strong in his faith, praising God for his success. Did not realize his talent until he was almost 17 years old. He loves the outdoors. When he's not writing songs or performing, he spends his spare time hunting and fishing. When you ask him how his music career began, this is what he'll tell you. When I was about 8 years old, I received an electric guitar for Christmas, and I didn't really do anything with it. I just put it in the closet/attic. In 2016, I lost my grandfather suddenly, and my entire family was in a really bad place. We weren't really doing much, staying at home mostly, grieving, and one day I pulled out the old guitar out. It didn't take long before I realized I could actually play it pretty good by ear. I was jamming Metallica songs pretty well. I began singing and thought, hey, that's not too bad. So I sang for my parents and watched my mom really come around. She will tell you, this is the day that my singing saved her. They took me to a few music professionals who all said I had a natural talent and I should pursue a career in music. I began uploading YouTube videos, and that landed me an invite to a radio station's Bud Light Spotlight. Next, singing the national anthem at the SEC televised basketball game, full of fans, a camera in my face, and I loved it. I then realized my first 6-song country free EP in 2019. Soon after that, I began recording in Nashville's studio, filmed my first Western movie in the summer of 2021, and moved to Nashville later on that year performing on Broadway. I've been pretty blessed ever since. I write my own music pretty easy, starting with a melody first. I've had several songs #1 on several indie radio stations for consecutive weeks. In the spring of 2022, I signed a distribution deal with CDX Nashville. In spring of 2022, I signed a distribution deal with CDX Nashville to release all my upcoming music through Sony The Orchard. I really enjoy what I do. I have great supporters, and I'm not stopping. My singing saved my family, and if my music can help others like it has already helped my family, then I have a purpose. Now, as an artist with CDX Nashville and his band are locking down official tour dates and will soon begin his I Stand My Ground tour. His band are 80/20 country music and old rock and roll. He does covers today and yesterday's most popular songs along with his award-winning original music that can be found everywhere music is streamed. On 8/6/2022 in Atlanta, Hunter won Album of the Year Gold for his Texas Tour album, inspired by his 2021 Texas Acoustic Tour that consists of 12 award-winning songs. If you would like and his band to come to an establishment, please contact him and his team. Let's give a warm welcome for Hunter Lott here on the Parker Radio Show, powered by Unique Beats.
It's a big old world of decisions. Are you making the right ones? God's country from the beginning. The devil's playground ain't where I'm from. So I stand my ground where this cross real proud. Fly my flag, support the military loud. You can express your will, have opinions, but so can I. And I will till I die. Yeah, I stand my ground. Yeah, I'm tired of how things are now. I wish they were like they used to be. You don't like what you see, it's okay to disagree. Do your thing, just don't tread on me. I stand my ground where this cross real proud. Fly my flag, support the military loud. You can express your will, have opinions, but so can I. And I will till I die. Yeah, I stand my ground. I always kneel when I pray, and I give that firm handshake. I talk to God through my days to help me correct my mistakes. I stand my ground where this cross real proud. Fly my flag, support the military loud. You can express your will, have opinions, but so can I. And I will till I die. 'Cause I stand my ground.
Let's start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you came to love music.
You know, this will sound weird, being that I am pretty much full country. I started with a heavy metal background as a kid. I think listening to Metallica growing up, it was my dad's fault. Definitely grew up listening to a lot of Metallica, and I think it was really guitar that started it for me. Because, listening to Metallica, they have all the guitar riffs and everything, and you know, it really meant a lot to me, so I got a guitar when I was 8 years old, but I didn't learn how to play it because I have an 8-year-old scatterbrain. And then when I was 16, I had found that guitar again after I moved, and I started to play it. And within 2 weeks of me just learning how to play it, I was playing some of my favorite Metallica licks, just having fun on it, and then learning a little bit at a time about it. And I started singing, and it was a wrap after I sang the national anthem at Mississippi State versus Arkansas, the opening SEC basketball game. That was basically when I knew at that moment that I was in my element and I wanted to do music more than just a hobby or more than fun. But I've always loved music. I've always loved country music, even though I was definitely more of a metal fan growing up. I just think as I got older, it just bled way more into country.
So, what were some of your first memories as a singer, and was there a particular artist that you idolized at a young age?
I had a mixture. When I was super, super young, I was big into metal, and then in my early teenage years, I was kind of all over the place. But I was always into country music, and I was always listening to Brad Paisley when I was little, or it was Rodney Atkins when I was little as well. And then when I got into my teenage years, I started listening to Brantley Gilbert, and I haven't stopped listening to Brantley Gilbert's music since.
So, would you consider yourself more of a rock style country, or just regular
You
Americana country?
I think I would consider myself regular Americana country. It was more of a, it's really hard. My music speaks different. I like a little bit of everything because I don't make too much rock country, but I love a lot of rock country. I make a lot more Americana country, but as far as me considering myself, I definitely wouldn't say I'm a rock country artist, but I definitely love rock country, and it's mainly just the Brantley Gilbert influence. He's definitely more southern rock country. It's really just him rather than his music. Even if he did soft country or if he just did Americana country, he would be, or dirt country even. It's just the way some of the things he talks about in his songs and the way his songs speak to me. And he's got some incredible songs. Is really why I was so drawn to it. But I was, like I said, I was a huge Brad Paisley fan, and I still am today. Listened to a lot of Blake Shelton as well back then, and even today, I listen to pretty much everybody. I know so many old country songs I wouldn't have even thought that I would know when I was a kid.
So, from that age until now, how has your influences in music changed, and who are your major influences currently? And I think you just said that just a few minutes ago here. You like Brantley Gilbert and a few other
hmm
artists.
As far as modern guys go, I really love Luke Combs. Luke Combs always talks about great stuff in his songs. He makes great modern country. It's not way too far into the deep end of dirt country. It's not too far in the deep end of pop country. I think Luke Combs is a really incredible country artist who does really well as far as modern people go. But I will always, as far as the influences go, every really old Brantley Gilbert album is still on all of my playlists, and same with all of the old Brad Paisley hits as well. And now I've got lots of old country on my list that I just love to listen to, as well as some rock songs. Still a Metallica fan. I still know how to play their songs on the guitar. They're really good workout music for me. Go to the gym blaring some Metallica always really does well.
So, since the beginning of your music career, what kind of training have you been through to get to where you are now?
It's all been self-training. I have never taken a guitar lesson. I've never had a guitar teacher. I just was just curious about the instrument and wanted to learn more. It's something that I figured out when you find something in your life, when you're doing something and you completely forget about everything else while it's going on, that's something that you should do more often. And that doesn't sound like a good thing, because you're like, oh, well, he's got to forget it. He's got to forget about all the work he's got to do, or, he's going to forget about this or that. But, whenever I'm on the guitar, and this could be anything for anybody, it could be skateboarding for someone, it could be building something for someone, but for me, when I'm on the guitar, I just completely forget about all of my problems, and I just completely lose whatever I'm stressed about. All my anxiety goes away for a moment, while I'm playing, or anything that I'm going through. If I'm not having a great day, guitar is always going to make me feel better. I always just get completely lost into it. Even learning, even the not so fun parts about guitar, learning and practicing, I just completely forget about what's going on around me. When I found that in my life, that's something that, I would always encourage everyone to do, is find something in your life that, you can take a break from actual reality from, in a way. like that. It's a therapy for me.
So let's talk a little bit about your performing. How would you describe your on-stage personality?
Oh, I definitely like to connect with everyone there. I like to put on a really good show, for one. I like to have good stage energy. I've always, I move around stage, I smile, and, I laugh. I make jokes with the band. Me and the band, just we get up there and we just have a good time. I always tell people in the audience too, we're just here to sing you guys a whole bunch of songs, and we're gonna try to put on a good time and just make a bunch of racket and be really loud, and we're all just gonna have a good time tonight. And I'm always up there smiling, moving around, putting on a good show. I'm even talking to people in between songs. If I see someone wearing something in the crowd, I'm gonna point it out, or something I'm curious about, ask them about it, ask them where they're from, they got a song request, just connecting with everyone. You know, I'm definitely not a Bon Jovi. I don't fly around with cables attached to me or anything like that. I definitely think that I would put on a decent show, and and every time I'm on stage, I really try to as well.
So what are some of your most memorable performances and what made them so memorable?
Definitely my most memorable is the first big performance I had because I had no experience in front of a large, large crowd. When I first started, I was singing covers and putting them on YouTube, getting like 200 likes or something, or 200 views, or, and stuff like that. And I did that for a couple months, uploading a song a week, just grinding away. And I had a radio station interview where I sang 3 songs live on a local radio station for everyone to just hear in their car. It's just your normal local country station. And that led to me singing the national anthem at Mississippi State University. It was the opening SEC basketball game against Arkansas. And I went from singing the national anthem for maybe 40 people at the school I went to, plus the football team on the field, to 6,000 people in the stands that day. That was definitely, I think, my most memorable performance because it was what really awoke me, I guess. I was nervous before I got out there, but while I was singing and performing the national anthem and afterwards, it was like the greatest feeling I had gotten. It was so overwhelming and just a warm feeling. It felt good. I did a good job, and that's definitely my most memorable performance for sure.
So this next question just ties along with that. Would you rather perform in front of a big crowd or a smaller intimate setting?
Oh, a big crowd. A big lively crowd feeds straight to my singer and performance ego. The bigger and rowdier the crowd, easier you could put on a really great show. I actually really like a lot of small, intimate shows as well. I've had some really great couple-hour shows where it's just me and an acoustic guitar in a small setting, but everybody there is wonderful, and everybody there loves all the songs that I'm playing. I'm taking song requests, and we're all just having a good time and connecting on that more small, intimate level. And I get to talk to all those people. I get to know, where they're from, get to know a little bit about them, have conversations. But then you go in front of a whole crowd, and it's a completely different show. When it's a whole crowd, it's just a big concert in a way, and that is a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun.
If you could perform anywhere with anyone, where would you perform and who would you want to perform with the most?
Oh boy, I would want to do a duet with Carrie Underwood. I don't know about anywhere. Of course, I would love to be at the Opry, and I'm working my way up, getting there. It's a grind to get on the Opry stage, but I'm working hard for it. But I would love to do a duet with who I think is probably would be known as the greatest female country artist ever.
Yes, yes. I know you have a new song coming up here within the next, few days. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the song releases this Friday on the 16th, so 9/16. It's called "I Stand My Ground," and basically the song is a portrait of who I am in a way, and things that I believe in the most polite way possible. That's what the song is about. There's been times where, I've had to stand my ground on some things. I have morals. I am a religious man. There have been things that have been offered to me. There have been doors that have been opened that are just purely temptation, but there were things that I just don't like, things that I'm not a part of, and I've had to say no. plenty of times, and there have been even situations where if I didn't say yes, then I didn't know, where I would be, but I still, said no. I had to stand my ground. And so I started to come across that a couple times during a certain path in my music career, and I decided to write the song. And it's also a big shout out to everything I support. I'm a big military supporter. I'm a supporter of the first responders, and the song all mentions that. And it's just a good insight of what I believe in and where I stand about things.
Besides music, what are some of your favorite pastime activities, hobbies, or interests that you enjoy doing?
Well, I just started getting into a little bit of guitar teching, I guess you could call it. Being able to set up my own guitars, repair my own guitars, learning all the electronics in them so that I can recognize when something goes bad and fix it. I kind of suck at it right now, but I'm going to get better with time. But of course, I go to the gym every single day, even though it doesn't look like it sometimes. I still go every day. It's just because I have sweet teeth. Okay. But anyways, I do play every now and then, on the weekends or when I have times off late at night. I do play video games. That is true. That is true. And of course, I love hunting and fishing, but I haven't hunted with a gun in like 4 years now. I only bow hunt.
Very nice. We got a lot in common. So, give me 3 words that would describe your personality and why.
I'd say outgoing because I'm a very good people person. I'm not very shy. I think I'm very confident. I do think I'm very confident in things. I always, when someone asks me, is it going to be a good show? Have you been doing this? I go, yes. So, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. I'm never doubting myself. I would say hardworking. I'd say outgoing, confident, and hardworking. I'm always working on my music. It's an everyday job. There's really no days off. There may be a couple hours off, but really, even when I'm not working directly on something new, I've got a guitar in my hand playing, getting better at playing guitar, or I'm writing. So I would say I'm a hard worker as well.
So, I know you were in a motion picture film, a Western film. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was some of the most fun that I have had in a while. The story behind that is I was contacted by a movie director who wanted me to write a theme song for his Western film. So we talked on the phone. He told me a little bit about the plot, but I didn't get the script. He just told me enough about the plot with me taking notes. I was like, okay, I can write a song about this because it's just 3 minutes of a song to try to a little bit describe everything. But he wanted a Bon Jovi-esque Western-y country song. So I said, okay, I'll write you some sort of dirty Western country song. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, I sent him the song, and he loved the song. And I sent him a video of me playing it and everything, and I'm gonna go get it recorded. And then he goes, "Hey, my lead actor dropped out of the movie for personal reasons or whatever. How would you like to fulfill the role?" And my exact comment was, "I get to be the main character of the movie?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I go, "I get to shoot people?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dude, send me the script right now." So he sent me that script. I started memorizing all my lines. We started, getting outfits in order and started finding all the places where we were going to shoot. And that was some of the most fun that I've had in a long time was 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 shooting that film. It really helps that everyone got along. All the cast would just be goofing off in the background when it wasn't our time to be shooting. It was great.
So, fan interaction is an important part of being an artist and the most rewarding. Any stories you have about fans that stood out to you? Maybe a first autograph story, or maybe a first time a fan noticed you in public?
I was at a show one time, just there. I got invited to go backstage and meet some of the really older country legends. I got invited backstage to meet Rodney McDowell and T.G. Shepherd and Paul Overstreet. And I went and I met those 3 guys, and they had a show in Mississippi. So I went, and I was hanging out under the B95 tent. So they had the local radio station there. I knew the guy. The guy who directed the movie I was in is also the radio host of B95. is the local country station there. So I went and I was hanging out under there with them, and I heard my name way behind somewhere behind me, and I turned around and looked, and I turned around. This lady just had her mouth, just but she gave me a huge hug, and I met her family. She even called her mom on FaceTime and was like, "Look who I found," And her mom almost started crying as soon as she saw me on the phone. So apparently they were all really big fans, and so I took some pictures with them, signed some autographs, and then I went back under the tent before this, and then after that I went backstage to do my thing. It was really cool. Spent a lot of time with them.
That is so awesome. I love hearing these stories of these independent artists that just making their waves, and they're just reaching out to these other national artists, and it's so awesome. It just makes my hairs stand up on my arm when I talk about it. But
It, it was a really cool experience. There's been a couple other, I guess we call them fan reactions like that. Especially my biggest fan is Hallie Grace, is her name, and she's a little girl, and she's been a huge fan of me a really long time. And it had been a few years in the running, actually, but one day I finally surprised her on her birthday, figured out where she lived, and just knocked on the door.
so tell us how you like to interact with your fans and what you have coming up in the future that fans will enjoy.
Well, I definitely like to keep everyone posted. I try to keep my website, at least any dates that I have coming up, dated on my website, plus my Facebook and Twitter. I post everything there. I'll do everything as far as interaction with my fans. I'll do everything. I take pictures with everybody. I will never shy away from not taking pictures or not signing autographs or not talking to someone. I will never not do that. I'll always talk. I'll always take things. A lot of big things are going to be within the next few months for sure, especially 2023. 2023 is going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of things going on. There's going to be all kinds of new songs. There's going to be another song coming out this year before the year's up, maybe two, as well as next year. Booking dates are going to be everywhere.
So I want to thank you so much, Hunter Lott, for taking time out to do this interview with us here on the Unique Beats radio platform. You're a great addition to our lineup of artists, and we're honored to air your new song, I Stand My Ground, here on the Parker Radio Show. You can find out more about Hunter Lott at Hunter Lott Music for all his upcoming events and dates and concerts. And again, thank you, Hunter.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. It's been an honor, man.
This is D-Shot Renard, and you're listening to the Parker Radio Show. It's that home with the good stuff, home with the new music everybody wanna listen to, so tell me what you really gonna do. When we got DJ Parker on the ones and twos, D-Shot on the beat, so you know we can't lose. Check me out on Instagram at D-Shot Renard, and also check out D-Shot_1 on TikTok for some more daily raps and freestyles.